Good noon, and thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel. Hi, my name is Comic Relief, otherwise known as Drew Bleakley, and I am joined here by two people who you are going to be seeing a lot of through this series and this channel. And I'm going to add a little bit more fluff to that before I pass it on to you guys, before you actually tell me what your names are and who are you?
I am Lori Pepitone.
And I'm not.
You are not.
And I'm grateful.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I, at the church, at Rabbit Creek Church, I am children's pastor and family pastor. Here in this home, I am wife of almost 25 years and mom for almost 19 years now.
And I'm Corey Pepitone. For Rabbit Creek Church, I am a student pastor and multi-site connections pastor. And here, I am Lori's husband and dad of, like her, 19 years. But if we run through the list, 4 exchange students from Europe to China.
Yeah.
4 teenagers in our own house, 2 by birth, 2 by adoption, and about half a dozen foster kids, some of them high needs therapeutic foster kids. All of which builds to really interesting, really cool family experiences together that we get to share with you guys.
25 years, that's a quarter of, what is that, a century?
A century?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
100
thanks.
years. I was going to say a millennium,
And almost
but I
all
didn't
the way
want
to
you
in
to
trouble
feel
for
old.
you. Yes.
And yeah, and that's weird because I'm 23 years old. So
You could be our kid,
yeah,
and I would mostly be proud.
yeah, that would probably clear a few things up.
Wait,
with
isn't our
people
kid
at the
that's
church.
19 already moved out?
He is, and living
Oh,
on
wait.
his own.
What?
Didn't.
Oh. Pain.
Oh.
Agony. Just gonna
Brief
throw
moment of crying.
Okay, moving on.
So we've figured out.
I'm not the compassionate
you
one.
are.
We figured that out. Yes.
Yeah, I'm the funny one. You get to be the compassionate one.
Great.
Yeah.
So we figured out who you are. Why is it that we are going to you on this series and not somebody else?
Because we're willing to talk about it.
Yeah, so we called this brown shag carpet because it happens in our old house, or at least the one that we rent from really cool landlords, on our brown shag carpet. And it's going to be about things that happen in our house with our kids and our families, and wonderful things we've done and horrible things we'd never do again.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe some suggestions in terms of how to do life together, and more importantly, how to have some conversations together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's it.
So my biggest question, obviously, is why brown shag carpet? You know this is 2020, right? Or at least when they'll see this is 2021. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Confetti everywhere.
Ooh.
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 It would be even funnier if I didn't actually put that in. But moving on to what is this about? What is this episode on? Which I'm going to start with the pressing questions about dirt. I know. Now, I grew up in a farm town, so I personally have my favorite dirt. It's called humus. I know it's not actually made out of chickpeas. It's very dark, peaty soil. But I'm going to move on and ask you, what is your favorite soil?
Never in my life have I so much wished we had a script.
No, but now I really
I
want
do.
like some mud. Mud. There's
there
potting
was
soil you can buy at Lowe's.
Yeah.
And we used to have to go get truckloads full of manure for Dad's garden.
That's not quite.
Yeah, I got
Dirt?
nothing. I don't know. There's
That's
dirt,
more
you
fecal
dig in
matter?
it, you pull the worms out.
Ew.
That's all I got.
Cleachy.
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 Cleachy clay is a South
No.
Louisiana thing. It's a combination of sticky and slicker than wet ice. It is the perfect thing to stick any 4-wheel drive vehicle exactly where it is forever.
I'm thinking about it, and the more I think about it, the
And
less
it
I
smells
like
bad.
it. So let's move back to something a little less disgusting. You talked about how you've had foreign exchange students from Europe to Asia.
Right.
And there's castles in Asia and
But we
Europe.
have no point for the dirt.
And there's no point for the dirt.
Okay.
It will definitely not come back around later ever in this conversation.
Castles.
Yes, castles. And
Are cold.
they are cold.
I've heard. I've never been in one.
Is there a favorite castle of yours?
Heidelberg Castle, which I went to, but before we knew each other.
That's the one made
It's
of
in 8th
cheese.
grade. No, that's in Germany.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
true. I've been to Disney World. I've seen that castle.
Mm.
I didn't go in it.
I've never been.
The line was long.
I haven't
That's
been.
not true. I went.
We were going to go last year.
Yeah, we
but
were.
COVID.
Thanks COVID. But what does this have to do with anything? I'm going to bring it back around to types of conversations, and that is
Sandcastles.
a
That's excellent, Drew. That
Well
was
done.
excellent. So,
Oh, I'm so relieved.
You're welcome.
as parents, one of the things that we have to do, whether through direct conversation or just by modeling, is teaching our kids how to have conversations. And then remembering as they get older, and sometimes when they're little too, to have conversations, not just exchange of instructions or each be distracted doing our own thing. And so sandcastle conversations are those that they're just on the level, that you look around and you see some of them are cute, some of them are pretty, some of them are collapsing, but it's just the simple stuff of how was your day, and trying always to remember, everybody has seen memes on it, of asking open-ended questions. One of my favorite has been, what color was your day?
Green.
Great. Why green? Can you tell me about that?
My day has always been green for my whole life. You can ask my mom.
That's
Every
cheating.
time, I'm just a mellow person.
So green means mellow.
Yeah. Have you not read the Dr. Seuss book?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I know. I'm making Mark cry right now.
Oh, you make me cry.
Research we should have done
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
before we get here.
Dr. Seuss and I weren't great
So
friends.
slightly deeper than sandcastles would be snorkeling.
Yeah, so those
Oh, 'cause it's in the
conversations.
water.
Yeah, but your
I like
your
that.
body is still up on the top. Now I gotta tell you, when we were in Mexico for sabbatical, Corey loves to snorkel, and I went and I tried really hard, and it's the only time in my life I can remember having a panic
Once.
attack. Could not do it.
Yeah.
And so, but these conversations are the ones that you're looking a little bit deeper, and you're beginning to explore some of the concepts of why green? What does it make you feel? What does green make you feel? What does that represent? Why do you think you felt that way?
Mm-hmm.
And going a little bit deeper, pulling a little bit more out.
And they're going to require a little bit more investment of time.
Oh,
A
absolutely.
little bit more investment of emotion, a little bit more trust, but not quite as much trust as a conversation that we might call scuba diving.
Scuba diving conversations. I know. 'Cause
My next thought was skydiving, actually.
I don't know what
wow,
that means.
that's daydream. That's like when you're talking vision casting. We're
Oh.
gonna have to bring that one in next time. I made that up. That was
Sandcastles
so
and
good.
snorkeling and scuba diving are all on the list in front of me, and skydiving's not. Thank you, Drew.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but scuba diving means you're diving deeper, and you're bringing a scriptural, a biblical perspective. You're bringing in other people's points of view, and it's really important to remember that as you're having, especially these more scuba dive conversations, that not everybody at the table or in the vehicle or on the couch is going to agree,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay. What we're having in these conversations is sharing, what does Jesus say about this, and diving into that, and then bringing in other, like I said, other perspectives, and being okay with learning how to have respectable conversations in that. And those are not going to happen as often, right?
No, and they're not about so sandcastle conversations might be about what's our family, how do we handle dishes, or how do we do putting the towels away, or things like that. But as those conversations get progressively deeper, particularly as they get to scuba dive conversations, they're more about understanding one another's perspective and understanding a solid biblical perspective, and then teaching our kids to arrive at conclusions that they can back up and that they can believe in, than they are necessarily about uniformity.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
would agree with that.
we're going to kick this series off with something that is dedicated to my two daughters who are currently studying Spanish. Sounds ridiculous. My grasp of Spanish is
No hablo.
poor to moderate, based on growing up in Albuquerque and nearly failing college Spanish. But
I was
our
there for
time
that. It was
in
bad.
Mexico taught us one of the most important phrases that you can learn is "Como se dice?" Which, if you speak Spanish, you're now dying because of my accent, which is the reason I almost failed in college, and I'm sorry for you.
I thought it was Donde el gato.
I don't have a cat.
Then who's... Never mind.
Okay. But como se dice is how do you say, right? It's one of the most important phrases you can learn in any foreign language because it's the way you learn the next thing to say. And so we're going to talk about concepts with como se dice, except things like how do you say I'm sorry as a mom and a dad, or
As a kid.
Yeah.
Or how do you say, I'm frustrated?
or how do you say I'm excited as a parent without communicating to your kids that the thing that you're excited about that might happen is absolutely positively going to go happen and they should post it online and brag about it when you were just like, I was just excited that it was a possibility. And how do you do that without making promises that you can't necessarily?
All I can hear in my head right now is my mama going, "It's not written in blood."
Right? I just thought it might be neat. I said I like Disney World too. Not we're going this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like how do we do those things as parents and kids and facilitate family communication? Coming up next series, we've actually already spec'd out. We're going to talk about biblical worldviews on really important things.
But that's not where we are right
But
now.
that's not where we are right now.
So,
Right now, we're on brown shag carpet.
Yep.
And
Oh,
this
look at
is episode 1, how to have conversations and who we are.
A little bit longer than we really anticipated,
Yeah.
I think
but
we're not bad.
In
Very-
future, they'll be a little bit shorter, we hope. So,
Yep, that's the plan. Thanks for
Cool.
being here.
my main question was how to say chivalrous.
You can't even say it in English.
Chivalrous.
chivalry,
Chivalrous.
chivalrously.
I can't. Yes.
We're done. Do you know where your children are?